Hello friends, welcome back. It's time for another episode of BigDenoPlays, and today we're playing a very cool game called Radiance. Now if you haven't heard of Radiance, that's okay because it is yet to be released. It is coming to Gamefound very soon, and at the time you're watching this video, probably within the next week or two. And it is by a designer named Joe Klipfel and is being published by the Solo Game of the Month team with Gabe Barrett. And the reason I know this is because I played one of their games recently, this one, Rome, Fate of an Empire, and it absolutely knocked my socks off. So when I was looking on the forums, I came across the fact that this is a new design from the same designer, and I thought to myself, I need to get on that. So I found my way to the Discord where there was a playtest happening and some print and play files. So I have actually printed and created cards for everything in this game, and that is very exciting to me. I will still be buying the Kickstarter / Gamefound when it comes out, but right now I'm just really excited to be able to play this and to show you guys what this game is all about. So it is an adventure card game. So you play as a character. There's 4 characters available in the game. There's Justice, Temperance, Wisdom, and Courage are the characters that are available. And then there's also 4 classes, which is Hunter, Scorchright, Mender, and Wayfarer. And you will select a combination of character and class, and then you will select a villain to play against. So in this game, the villain we're going to be playing against is called Wrath, which is awesome. So the villain will give you some information about how to win the game, how to win. However, there is also several ways that we can lose. So let's go through those ways right now. This area here, this is called the corruption track. So if our corruption track ever reaches 12, which is here, we lose. That's it. We also have this deck here, and this deck is called the Treachery deck. So I'm going to give that a shuffle now, and we're going to deal out 1 Treachery to start. And so our starting Treachery that we have in this game is called 2 Steps Back. So to complete this Treachery, the enemy needs to place 8 progress on that Treachery. Wow. That is quite a punishing one. So that's 2 of the ways we lose. Treachery and 3 completed, corruption and 3 completed treacheries. The third way is if our health runs out. So this is our character board here, and as you can see, we have 11 health on Justice. So if our health ever goes to 0, that is the 3rd loss condition. The 4th and final loss condition, we will talk about one of the other resources that we have to spend, which is light. So the story behind this game is your character, the more good and pure they are, the more light they radiate out into the world. Our enemies, they are radiating darkness. So the closer we get to them, the more we're spreading our light across the world, the more their darkness will diminish. And that is reflected by this track here, which is called the Shade Influence. So the more we explore, the less impact they have on us. However, if we ever reach a point where we cannot afford to pay for our cards, there's 3 cards which we'll pay for, then that's it, we lose. We've run out of light, our light has disappeared, and that is it for the game. So we have an ally, a companion, their name's Temperance, so I can zoom in on Temperance, there he is, and he's going to support us during this mission. And we also have what's called an antagonist. So not only can you have your main villain, but you can also have little antagonists that meddle and mess up your plans. And finally, we have over here a quest board. So I'm going to deal out the top 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these quests. And I'm just going to place these like this up here, and we'll go through those when they become relevant. So this is the location that we find ourselves at. It's called Far Home, and our objective is to travel throughout the world until we can find one of these 2 locations that are listed here for Wrath, Nulgador or the Ruins of Crowbridge. And if we find those and travel to it, then we will successfully find our enemy, and then we have to defeat it and explore the final location for us to win. Easy as that. So there's lots of really cool mechanisms going on in this game, but I'll explain this little board here. We have all of these little skills, and these skills are actually randomly allocated at the start of the game an element. There are 3 elements: earth, fire, and air. And for us to be able to use an ability, we need to play a booster card. And the booster cards, I'll explain in a little bit, that has a matching element for us to make those skills active. And we want those skills to be active because they're generally pretty good. Alright, so we're going to start by dealing ourselves out 7 cards, and then I will explain a little bit more about the cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So, let's have a look at one of the cards over here. Alright, so these cards have a huge amount of information on them. But the first area that we'll look at here is the action. So down the bottom area is an action that we may use the card for. And over here at the top we have its attack value, which is 4. We have its explore value, which is 6. We have the attack type, which is physical. The other option is photonic. We have the light cost to play it, which, as we were talking about before, if we run out of light, we don't have enough light to pay for our cards, we lose. And finally, these areas here are the boost icons. So our turn consists of the following thing. We select 3 cards. One of them will go here, and that card will be used for its action. The lightning bolt lines up. One card will go here, and that will be used for its attack value. And one card will go here, and that will be its boost value. This is called an action set. Each of these has a cost that we have to pay to utilize it. There is also a 4th card, which is starting the game. We'll have an explore card here. But in future turns, instead of us playing an explore card, the card that we use to attack with is going to slide across and become our explore card for the next turn. So that's a really interesting mechanic, because generally cards that have a high attack have a lower explore. So if you have a big turn attacking, it means your following turn is likely to be not very effective in exploration, which probably represents your character fatiguing and struggling to sort of explore much. So really interesting. You have to be thinking a lot about these things as you're exploring. So that is the action set. Now, each of these cards that we have in our hand has a lot of different options and a lot of information to try and pass. So I played a couple of games of this, and I found it really interesting to try and select, which card for when. But we'll talk more about that when we get there. So we also have an enemy deck up the top here. We have a dusk enemy and a doom enemy, and we have our location deck. So I have shuffled these, but I'll give them a quick shuffle again. I'm trying to be gentle with these cards because they are literally made by me, and it gives me even more appreciation for every game that I buy, because the amount of effort that I spent in making this set is crazy. But well worth it. I'm excited. Okay, so down here is our area that we are going to expand our character's abilities. So to start the game, we have these 2 growth tracks here. So the first growth track, which we will be starting on, has an unlock icon, and that tells us that we can unlock one of the skills on our starting character mat. The second growth track, that tells us how much light we regenerate, what our hand size is, and how much we will heal if we take a rest action. So we're starting with 4 light generation, hand size of 6, and 2 for a rest action. This track will allow us to add cards to our deck, which will come from here, and this is called our hobby. So we will select cards from this hobby area and add them into our deck. And this will also allow us to flip cards, because every card also has an advanced side, which makes it more powerful, but does increase the light cost of your card, generally. So the top row is all about unlocking skills and leveling up our deck. The bottom row is about maximizing our abilities and giving us more staying power, as it were, because we're going to generate more light. So really interesting 2 growth tracks to try and maneuver through. This is our fixed booster deck. We don't need to worry about that for now, but we can add permanent boosters to our deck, our row over here, our boost row. There is so much cool things to decide in this game. So rather than talk more about it, let's actually just start. And we will start the game by revealing enemies from the Dusk deck. Now, the number of enemies that we reveal is based on where our corruption, no, not our corruption, our darkness value is. It's currently on 3. So we're going to reveal 3 enemies from this row, this deck here. So we have a Garadeth Grunt, and then that's worth 2. And then we have this guy, which is a Threaten Swifter, which is also worth 2. So that's a bit of an unlucky start, because we've got 2 guys that are worth 2 value for a total darkness value of 4. Great! Okay, so the next thing that we do is we now, only for the first turn, is we select one of these cards to be our Explore card. So I think we want to go sort of a middle of the road, equal measure is a 5 Explore. So I think we'll go for a 5 Explore as our starting Explore value. Okay, so we are ready to start the game. We have 11 health, we have no experience. There is varying degrees of difficulty that you can play the game with as well. Very modular, much like Rome, where you have a lot of different levers you can pull to strengthen difficulty. I'm using a couple here, which is this meddling antagonist, and also using the side quests, which I think might be difficulty even, but yeah, we'll see. Cool, so we go on to the first round, and the first thing we do is called the staging phase. We have this cool little thing as well, which I can zoom in a little bit on. Yeah, so this actually tells us all of the rounds of the game. It also gives us the travel information. There's a lot of steps and timing steps in this game that we want to get right. So I'm just going to be referring to that quite a bit. So the staging phase. So what we do now, at the start of every round, we're going to reveal more enemies and add them to this row, which is called the quest row. We are going to reveal enemies equal to our value on this track, and we're currently at 3. So we are going to reveal 3 darkness worth of enemies. So there is a Soul Conspirator. There's an icon at the top, which will tell us if it is added to the front of the row or the back of the row. So we've added 1, 2, 3. And this one's a back row. So that's it. That is all the enemies that we have now in our quest row for the moment. So there's quite a few there. So let's read if any of these have when revealed rules, which I don't think they do. No, 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 no. This guy's got tough, which is completed treachery, so none. So he's good to get out early. This guy's attack is equal to our corruption, so he's only attack 1, also good to get out early. When you attack this enemy, choose take 1 damage. That sucks. Okay, so we need to get rid of this Soul Conspirator because he's going to add stuff to the treachery. If you played Marvel Champions, it's kind of got a bit of a vibe of that, where the enemies are working towards a scheme, that's what it's called in Marvel Champions, and you're trying to stop them from doing that by minimizing the amount of opportunity they have to do that, whilst at the same time you're also trying to attack and defeat guys. And the balance of this game is that the more you spend on attack, the less you'll have to eliminate their schemes. Really nice push and pull dynamic to try and be thinking about. So that is the end of the staging phase. That's pretty straightforward. It will get harder as this moves up this track quite a lot. So we now go on to what is called the action set phase. So this is where we're going to choose the dice that we're going to use in each of these selections. So let's go to our card display and we'll look at the options we have available. And I like to start with selecting the action that I want to use for this round. So the action is the bottom section, because I think that will dictate a lot about what we're going to do in this turn. So Okay, so this is called Lay of the Land. It's a trap. That's cool. So the 1x tells us that we can use that ability once per turn. To add total to enemies in your play area equal to the sum of the location's coordinates. So that would be 2 at the moment because our location's coordinates are 1 and 1. And then we can also attach that to an enemy through other means. Explore phase, add to the location equal to the enemy's darkness. Okay, that's cool. So we're probably not using that one. That's not going to be much use to us at this point. Ember Strike. So we have 1x. We can deal damage to ourselves for an additional fight. Or you can deal yourself to grant your attack card any one trait. So the reason you would want to do that, let's zoom in here and have a look at Find Weakness. So this says enemies you attack take 2 damage for each matching trait with your attack card. So if you had an attack card that had a trait Bladed, we could attack this threatened guy and do 2 damage because he's bladed. So yeah, interesting. Is that the choice for us? That's a possibility, so I'll put that one over here for now. Getting extra attack for early damage is fine. In the defend phase, we get a bonus from Frenzy. That might be our attack card. That's a lot of attack. A lot of attack. But it does mean we're not going to be exploring much next turn. That skill's really awesome, but we're probably not going to use it this time. This is about destroying obstacles. We're not going to have any obstacles for the moment, so we don't need to use that. Yep, that's also a great one, but we're probably not going to use that one. And if attached to the enemy start of the attack... Whoa, that's so cool. Traps of Madness. That is sick. I'm going to get that one. That's cool. Okay, so I think we'll stick with Ember Strike. So we've selected Ember Strike to be our action card. So we now need to choose an attack card and a booster card. So we start the game with one skill unlocked, and it's going to be this skill here, Shout. So what we probably want is an Earth card here. So I'm going to use this Frenzy for our booster card. So we place that here. So that has a Earth element, which means any Earth skills are now active. But only this one is unlocked, so the others we can't use for the moment. We're going to add an extra 4 attack to our attack, but we're not going to add any Explore to our Explore. Okay. And the last card is either Traps of Madness. Traps of Madness might be good. Alright, let's use Trap of Madness as our attack card. So that's a lot of light that we've spent. We've spent 3, 6, 7. So our light goes down to 13. Alright, so we've done all of our action set phase. Now when you're at Far Home, you can spend 1 free light per round. That's a rule of Far Home, so we're actually only spending 6 light. Pretty good for us. So we now go into the engagement phase, and the engagement phase is where we pull enemies from our quest area down into our play area. And the number of enemies that we do that for is dependent on how much light we have. The stronger our light radiation is, the less enemies want to come near us. So we've got 2 enemies coming down, and we take from the front of the row, this Soul Conspirator and this Threatened Swifter are now in our play area. So those are ones that we want to attack. Now, if you have a look here, we have this Shout ability. So we have that activated because we have an Earth element. And it says that we can pull a slow enemy. This round, each time after you defeat a fast enemy, you pull another fast enemy. So we're actually going to use that now. And we're going to pull this Green Wraith down to here. So the Green Wraith is now in our play area and is available for us to be attacked, which is very good. Alright, I think that is all of the engagement phase that we need to do. So we now go on to the darkness phase. Now in the darkness phase, that's where we're going to spend our explore points to try and disrupt what the enemies are doing. So for every enemy that's in our quest area, they have a darkness value. This Garadeth Grunt has a darkness value of 2. So we can spend our explore points to disrupt what they're doing. And we can basically cover off of their darkness. If we completely cover it, then that enemy is distracted and disrupted and doesn't get to do the scheme, the treachery that it's working towards. So we have 5 explore points available. We could put those explore points onto the location. Now the location has a explore value of 4. So if we are able to put 4 explore on this location, then we are finished with Far Home and we can move to a new location. We don't want to leave Far Home just yet. Just yet. We don't want to leave Far Home just yet. So instead, we're going to put 3 explore points onto this. 1, 2, 3. And we're going to put 2 onto the Garadith Grunt, which I don't need to put things on. But basically, that's our 5 total explore. So we've prevented him from doing anything, and we've got 3 explore on the location. So that's it. The treachery does not progress. If we hadn't put explore here, we would instead put those here, and that would be the enemies working towards their goal. So we now go into the explore phase. If we had completed this, that would be when we would start flipping through this deck to travel to a new location, but we're not going to do that. Instead, we're going to move straight on to the attack phase. Oh, speaking of, Temperance has a special rule. Our character, our companion, and that special rule says play with the top card of the location deck face up. So I'm going to play that up, and we found Northwood City. Cool. So Northwood City. Yeah, all right, interesting. This is okay. So this gets really interesting. It gets really challenging to think through what we want to do. Okay, we're into the attack phase. So Temperance has a rule, which is to change an enemy's defense to the opposite type. Enemies have 2 types of defense: physical and photonic. Our attack that we have available is physical or photonic. So if an enemy has physical defense and we attack it with a physical attack, then we look at their defense value and we subtract that from our attack. Because we've attacked with a photonic attack, these two are going to be ignoring we're going to be ignoring their defense. But this green wraith, we're not going to be able to ignore its defense. However, Temperance has a rule: we can change an enemy's defense to the opposite type. So we're going to exhaust Temperance to do that. So this green wraith now has physical defense, which is good. So our total attack, when we combine our 4 from our booster card and our 8 from our Trap of Madness card, gives us a total of 12. Now I like to track my attack here on this, just so I know when I've spent it. This does not come with the game. Well, nothing comes with the game yet, but we'll see. We'll see what comes with the game. So I've got 12 attack points to spend. So this guy, he's got 2 defense, but that's only against physical. So I'm just going to spend 2 to defeat him. So defeating him will gain us 1 XP. And that is it. Now, because of our shout, each time we defeat a fast enemy, or an enemy that jumps to the front of the row, we pull another fast enemy into our area. So we're going to bring this guy down here as well. He might actually go here, but it doesn't matter. In the attack phase, you can sort of attack whoever you want. So this guy needs 2 to defeat him. This guy, he's only attack 1. This guy is the most dangerous right now and provides us with a fair few experience points. So we're going to contribute 3 of our 10, taking us down to 7 to this Theron Swifter. And remember, because of Temperance, this guy's defense is physical, not photonic, but this guy's defense is physical, so we ignore that. So we spent 3, we've defeated him. He's got to, when you attack this enemy, choose take 1 damage or place 2 on the treachery. We'll take 1 damage, so we are down to 10 damage, 10 health. So he's defeated, and that gets us 2 experience. 1, 2. So we've got 7 left. Both of these are physical defense, and our attack is photonic, so we are going to be able to kill both of these. This guy has additional health based on the number of treacheries that are completed, so that's not going to matter. So we're going to kill him, which gets us another XP, 4. We're going to kill the green wraith, which gets us 1, 2 XP. So we've picked up 6 XP in this first turn, which is excellent. That's a really good start, actually. That could have been a lot worse. I'm very happy with that. So you can spend your XP at any time except to interrupt an action. And again, we do that on this growth track over here. But let's talk about side quests now, because the quests, you can also spend XP or explore points to take a quest. So let's have a look at some of the quests that we have available on this turn and see if there's any that we want to select. So the first one is called "And My Sword." When you're at Helm's Peak, which is a very funnily named location, you can devote explore points to this quest and place the same amount of boots on this card. The quest is complete when there is 5. And that will gain us an iron forged sword, which we can use, I think, every turn to gain that bonus attack at one time. That is awesome. So, but for that we need to find Helm's Peak. Okay. The second quest we have is the Lost Vault. While at the Deep Forest, you may devote explore points, etc. And that just allows us to upgrade a card, which is a family heirloom. Very nice. This one is Well Prepared. While at Farhome, which we are, you may devote to this quest. We need to put 15 explore on this quest, but we gain +2 attack and +2 explore. So that's basically we're spending a lot of time early here at this location. A lot of time, which will increase the corruption track, so that's not necessarily a good thing. But when we do that, we're going to gain basically a permanent +2 attack and +2 explore each round. That seems pretty good. We might consider that. Cull the Dusk. Defeat a total of 15 Dusk enemies. We've got 4 of them. The Warrior's Talisman. Gain 2 attack. Wow, that's awesome. And Stalwart Defenses. Block a total of 10 damage in a single defend phase. Get you a Tower Shield. Cool. So, I haven't shown how to defend as yet, but yeah. So I don't think we're going to take any of those just yet, because for us to take our first one of those would cost us 4 XP. And I instead want to add some skills. Yep. And upgrade some cards. Yeah, so let's do that. Let's actually spend 4 of our XP now to go down to 2 XP, and that's going to allow us to level these up. We're going to do all the end steps first, and then we'll spend our XP at the start of the next turn. So, the defend phase, we defend against enemy attacks. There is no enemy attacks to defend against. So we're going to update the location. All we do for the start is we remove that new location icon. If that wasn't on there, then what would happen is we would add darkness to the current location, and that means the longer we stay there, the more enemies know where we are and will start to attack us, which will require us to add more enemies to the quest area. So we don't want to stay in one place for too long. We then produce light, so our light production is here for a total of 4, so we're going to go to 18. We also have the option to rest and heal. We don't want to do that. We will discard this card, we will discard this card, and we will discard this card, and then this will slide across, and that is our new explore card for the next turn. So we only have 2 explore next turn. We draw up to our hand size, which is 6. 1, 2, 3. And then we unexhaust our companion, and that is all. So now we'll spend that XP, so we're going to go 2 and 2. We're going to be able to unlock 2 skills, and we're going to be able to level up 1 card and take 1 card. So let's go over here and have a look at these options. So shortcut, that allows us to increase the number of explore on a location, can be very useful. It also has an earth element, which I like, because the earth elements are pretty good. Yep. Burning Bright, that adds fire. Now we'll take shortcut, so that costs us absolutely nothing to take, but we're going to add that to our hand. We then have to choose one of these to put to the bottom of the deck. We'll just choose that one. That's allowing us to cycle through so we see more of these cards. And then we get to unlock 2 skills. So we will unlock Call Your Shot and find weakness. What do? Well, the first one, call your shot, is you can choose a trait. Enemies with that trait take 2 damage when you attack them this round, but I take damage in return. Find weakness, however, is I can match traits with the enemies and that will do extra damage to them. So both quite useful. Remember though that those are only activated when we spend that specific element. So very cool. Alright, so we're done the round, we go on to the next round. So let's go to the staging phase. So that is going to be bringing just 3 again. So we go from the Dusk deck, so we've found a Red Wraith, he's worth 1 darkness. A Soul Conspirator, he goes to the front, he's worth 2 darkness. And a Molten Trailhound, also worth 2, so we've managed to get 4 again. Very, very annoying. Okay, we do have 2 guys with Reckless though. So that's useful because we could call our shot if we use an air element. Interesting. So we go to the action set phase. I would like to try to conserve some light this turn if I can, because I would like to generate more light. Alright, so explore value is 2 currently, so we don't have a lot of explore. So let's once again start and think about what our action that we want to use this turn is. So that one's allows us to place enough on our thing, so we could use all of our explore for a quest. So that could be useful as an action, okay? That one is going to allow us to deal damage by defending. We probably don't need to do that just yet. There's no obstacles, so we don't need to do that. Add to your enemies equal to the sum of the location's coordinates. Again, not super useful. Momentum shift. Yeah, so that allows us to reduce all of our explore and turn it into attack. Pretty good, but also not what we want right now. Refresh. If you advance corruption, recruit a card. We are going to advance corruption because we're going to be dealing ourselves up to 6 or 7. Okay. Okay. Unfailing stamina. To advance corruption, recruit a card. That seems probably like the one I'd like to use, actually. So we'll place that there. I'm going to do that for definites. Okay, so I think we want to use wind as our element so that we can get call your shot. So this one is probably going to be the option there. It's going to be 1 wind. It's going to get us 2 extra attack. It's going to get us 1 explore. Did I remember to level up a card? I didn't. I'm going to level up Useful Rage. So that's not going to be the attack card we play, but we do have a leveled up card. And that was done from here. You add a card and level up a card. Alright, so we want a heavy attack here. And physical, photonic defense. So this guy's darkness value is equal to our corruption. So he's only corruption 1, so we only need 1 explore to drop him, because I think these 2 are coming down. Call your shot. Enemies with that trait take 2 damage when you attack them this round. So if we go for a photonic attack, this Cold Roar seems like a pretty good option because that's going to give us more explore next turn. And that's going to give us 4 total attack, but we're not going to need that much to defeat them thanks to Call Your Shot. Cool, I like that. Okay, and the other value of that is it's only costing us 1, 2, 3, 4 light to go down to 14. So we're not losing on light this turn, and potentially we'll even be able to go further up. So action set phase done. Engagement phase. So we are engaging 2 enemies, and so these 2 come down into our play area. The darkness phase. This guy requires 1 of our explore. So we will spend 1 explore to stop him from advancing the treachery, and that leaves us with 1, 2, 3 explore total. So we're actually going to spend 2 explore. No, we need 3 explore points. So if I spend 3 explore points on a quest, it will mean this Red Wraith is going to advance his agenda by 1. That's okay. The question I'm asking myself right now is, am I going to try for this overstuffed knapsack, this well-prepared card? I would need to spend a lot of time at Farhome and add a lot of progress to this, but if we get it, it's a pretty powerful ability. Or we just go for the defeat 15. No, actually, I think we'll go for it. All right, so let's do this. Let's let the Red Wraith advance the agenda. So we're going to give no darkness coverage to that, and we're going to spend 3 explore points to take a quest. So that's going to mean that this one guy is going to advance the 2 steps back by 1 as he fucks around and does stuff over there. So that guy sucks. However, we now have this quest which is called Well Prepared. So this is a quest that we can now attempt to complete, and I think we will be able to come pretty close to completing that in the next 2 turns. So as long as we don't suffer too many damage, we're okay. He's going to be able to get taken out next turn. So the explore phase, there's nothing, we haven't completed this. So we're now going on to the attack phase. I can't use my shout to bring someone down again. Instead, what we're going to do is just pump these 2 guys. Absolutely pump them. So yes, arcing shot has allowed us to activate call your shot. So we're going to call the trait Reckless. So Reckless means when I do an attack, I deal 2 extra damage to him each round. My total attack this turn is 2/4, so I could put my little marker here. However, I'm going to spend 1 attack on this guy, which is going to do an additional 2, and it's a photonic attack, so that defeats the Molten Trailhound and gets us 1 XP. And then we can spend the rest of our attack on this guy, and because he's defeated, he's not going to do his place a thing on the attack phase at the end of next turn. So we're at 4 XP. We're going to immediately spend that to level up our light production to 5, putting us on 1 XP. Now, because of Call Your Shot, we have to... So I probably didn't need to do it on Reckless. I'd probably do it on Soul, so I only take 1 damage. Because I had 4 total XP. Yeah, so I don't need to do all of it. So we'll do it on Soul is the trait. So we just take 1 damage. Okay, so in the defend phase, this guy doesn't attack. He's in the quest area, so he's ignored. So we move on to the refresh phase. Oh, I've got this guy. Doesn't matter. Yeah, we don't need him for anything right now. Okay, so we're going to update the location. That's going to be place 1 darkness here at Farhome. Bad. Then we're going to produce light. We now produce 5, so we're going up to 19, which is nice. We are going to discard these. Trap of Madness goes to here. This one goes to here. Arcing Shot goes to here. And this one goes to here. And we'll draw 1, 2. And so because of our refresh phase ability, if you advance Corruption, our Corruption has advanced to 2. Recruit a card. So let's recruit. Scout Ahead. Oh yeah, I like Scout Ahead. Yep. So we'll play Scout Ahead. So we'll put this one on the bottom. Those are our 3 options. Okay, so that's our draw deck. That's our hand. And we have our well-prepared quest now. So let's pump as much of that into there as we can. Good. All right, we are going to move on to the next turn. So we go into the staging phase. We are still only drawing 3 enemies, but darkness worth of enemies. This adds an additional 1 darkness now. So we have to draw 4 darkness worth of enemies. So the first one we draw is a Terrorguard Watchman. He's 2, and he goes to the back line. And then we have a Pyrus Lobber. He goes here. When this enemy attacks, add darkness to the location. When you complete a location, take damage. So if this guy stays in the quest area, he does damage to us. That's sick. Alright, so let's go hard or go home now. So what quest? So I can use my shout ability now to pull this guy down. And there'll be no downside to doing that because there's not going to be any more enemies up there. Is it time to play my useful rage and wipe all 3 of them? Probably. You may only attack 1 enemy this round and you may not push enemies. Wow, that's bad. Oh, that's sick. Momentum shift. Okay, so let's use this as our... let's use Lay of the Land as our card. So this has Reckless, Bladed, and Fire. So the fire we can use on the Pyrus Lobster when we find weakness. That's nice. What skill do we want? Don't want that. Momentum shift. Have the option to use that. Okay. That's a May. Yeah, we'll just go this one. I'm not going to use it, I don't think. Shortcut. Again, it's an optional thing to do. So that's our action set phase. We pay 1, 4, 7 light to go down to 12. Still only drawing 2 enemies down. We are going to use our shout to pull the Terror Guard Watchman down as well. And that is it. So we're now on to the explore phase, because the darkness phase we have no enemies in the quest area to spend. So we're not going to put any on Farhome. This is such a wild time. We have 7 plus 3. We're going to put 15. 7 plus 3 is 10. So we're going to put 10 explore onto this card. We need another 5 to complete this quest, which is cool. This is bringing us 5 next turn. So we are going to be able to complete this. And we can do that in the darkness phase. And then we can travel away from Farhome. Okay, cool. So we'll be able to do that next turn. Excellent. So attack phase. We have 13 plus 0 is a total of 13 attack. Our attack is physical. This guy is defending photonic. This guy is defending photonic. This guy is defending photonic. Good luck, champions. 3, 4, and 4 is 11. So we are going to be able to kill both of them. Or all of them rather. And that is it. There's nothing we need to worry about with any of those. No defeated. Oh, I forgot we get to spend a free light once per round. So I'm doing that. Okay, so I'm just going to kill all 3 of them using our useful rage. We also get to find weakness, so this guy gets an additional 2. So yeah, plenty of attack power there. We are still in the early game, so this is why this is looking relatively straightforward. That's 6 XP, and pretty good for us. So we're going to go to 7. We are going to spend some of that now, though. We're going to spend 4 on a permanent booster, and we're going to spend 3 on unlocking 2 more skills. So we're down to 0. So permanent booster is a pretty cool thing. What's going to happen is we're going to take one of these and we're going to place it here so it is permanently in play. And we just get to choose one of these. I'm going to choose this Earth one, Restoration. So this is now a permanent boost, and anytime I play an Earth element that matches this permanent booster, we gain the benefit of that as well. So that is awesome. That was from that growth track, and then the top growth track was unlock 2 skills. Okay, so let's have a look over here, because I haven't actually looked at these yet. Place on your enemies equal to your... Okay, explore. Distribute how you like. Track the enemy. Baiting game. Attach a trap card from your hand. Yep, so we use baiting game, which is that. immobilized. Trapped enemies have their darkness and attack reduced to 0. Cool. So yeah, let's use that. Let's use immobilize. I haven't spent enough time looking at these tech trees and working out how best to use them, and that's something I'm really excited about doing. So, attack phase is, I can add his explore, can't I? Yeah, I'm going to add his explore. I could have used that last turn. Oh, that's fine. I'll do that. I'll use his explore to stop the treachery getting added. Okay, refresh phase. So we're going to update the location, which is going to be to add another darkness to it. We are going to produce light. Our light production is 5 now, so we go to 18. We do not want to rest. We discard this, and this, and this. We still have our permanent booster, and this, and that slides across. We draw to our hand size, which is still 6. 1, 2, 3. Tremendous. And we ready Temperance, and we're on to a new round. Alright, so this round is where we're going to travel, and that's where we'll start to see some of the other stuff happening in the game. How many enemies have I killed, by the way? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I need to kill 6 more enemies to be able to complete the next quest that I want to take. Alright, so we are in the staging phase, so we are going to be bringing 5 darkness worth of enemies. Now, when you bring 5, the first thing you do is you draw from the Doom deck. The Doom deck is far more potent, and so we have picked up a 4, which is a threatened torch wielder. So we now draw from this Dusk one, and that's a Garadeth Seeker. Wow, those guys look sick. There's like a dragon guy. How cool. When revealed, if you are at 4 or higher corruption, enemies in the quest immediately engage you. No. This enemy attacks twice in the defend phase if you're at corruption 4 or higher. Good. We are happy about that. Alright. So this, as you can see, is a remarkably different challenge to the last challenge. We zoom in on the enemies there, you can see Threatened Torch Wielder. Cool. That's awesome. Alright, staging phase over. Let's think about our cards. So we have 5 explore if we spend nothing else, which is going to be 5 on well prepared. And we do need to find an additional 1, so if we play a boost, it needs to be explore of minimum 1. So we probably are boosting with this earth element. So that will get us 3 explore, which is great, and an additional 4 attack, as well as unlocking shout, which we're not going to need to shout, but it will unlock immobilize if we want to trap someone. However, if we can play a card that matches the trait name, there's a precision, no, alert, no, trap, no. Okay, so we're not going to be able to match that, so find weakness is not going to be relevant on this turn. So skills, you may only attack 1 enemy this round. Attack an enemy in the quest row. No. End of the action set phase. We don't want to do that. Add up to 3. Yeah, cool. Alright, so we're going to play Scout Ahead. I really like that one. And for our attack, yeah, we're going to probably use Momentum Shift because it's our highest value attack that we have. 9, 6, 4. Yep, and we're going to need some attack here, because this guy is a beast. That's a physical, he's physical defense, he's photonic defense. We'd probably change his using Temperance's ability. Okay, so that's our action set phase. We're spending 3, 4, 5, 6 light to go down to 12. We're going to bring these 2 guys down in the engagement phase, and there's nothing else for us to worry about. Explore phase, so let's do it. We're going to spend 5 on Far Home, well prepared, and look at that. We now have well prepared. And so we now have an overstuffed knapsack that we can use each turn. That is a 1x ability. So we'll use that now, 1x. It's fine, we don't need to, but we're going to put the rest here onto Far Home. So we have successfully explored Far Home, which is great for us. Oh, I need to spend 1 less because of the light. So when you have completed a location, the first thing you do is you're going to gain the experience points that are on that location. So we're gaining 1 experience. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to discard that over here to the shade influence pile, and we're going to move this tracker up once to say that we are heading out into the world and we are finding new enemies. So at this point, Envy, who is our antagonist, is going to come into play, and she says that each time you travel, you must defer at least 1 location. After travel, choose a deferred location to attach to Envy. What is deferring a location? Well, let's step through exploration because it's one of the most challenging things to wrap your head around in the game. So the first thing we can do is we can draw a location from the deck. We have 3 options at that point. We can choose to travel to that location. We're not going to do that at this point in time. We can defer it, which is where we say, yeah, I don't want to go to that location. The third option is we can save it as a beacon. Beacons are positives for us. They're basically locations that we want to go at some point in the future maybe, but we can also discard cards that are in our beacons as an option to heal and a few other things. So we are actually going to put Northwood City as a beacon. So that's our first option. We have a beacon limit. For us it is 3. For Justice we have a beacon limit of 3. So the next thing we do is we go to here, we have to defer a location, the Dark River. So we will defer the Dark River. So we're going to put that off to the side. So that's deferred. That's bad for us. The third location is the Dunes of Galantia. Travel here from the north. We are not travelling from the... We are travelling from the north because we're at 1-1. We're going down. I don't want to defer that, so I'm going to put that as another beacon, I think. Yeah, 1 more beacon. So we really want to get one that's a bit closer to our location. Okay, Terramore. So, what is the next step? So we've chosen our location. We're going to find ourselves at Terramore. So the next thing we have to do is we have to do a thing called the distance calculation. So what we're going to do first of all is we're going to look at how far this location is geographically from our existing location. So we have to travel 3 steps to the east, 3 steps to the south. So that's a total of 6 steps, which is our distance. That is used down here for this calculation down here. So we're going to go up this track. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I actually think now that I'm looking at this, it might actually only be here. But I'm going to do it here anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that means we're going to move our darkness track up by 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we're going to move our resistance track up by 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This then returns down to here. So every time you travel, this is going to bump out and tell you how much the enemies are getting harder and finding you more, and how much more difficult it is to travel. So we've arrived at Terramore. This deferred location would normally go to the bottom, but Envy's rule says after you travel, you must defer at least 1 location. Oh, actually, I need to add 1 to our thing because of the defer. After travel, choose 1 deferred location to attach to Envy. When you defer a location, that adds +1 to your travel. So we've actually gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're actually going to add an extra 1, 2 to this, and an extra 1, 2 to this. So that's hectic. Hectic as. But we've arrived at Terramore. Well done. So it says, upon arrival, add 3 obstacles. And Terramorian enemies have +2 health. That sucks. But that's it. We have completed our travel to that location. So as you can see, what it's trying to replicate is the further geographically you go, the more difficult that travel is and the more punishment you take. So yeah, punishing if you travel too far. So you do sort of want to look for things that are close, so you're traveling in little bite-sized pieces. You have an option to travel to one of these instead of traveling to a random location. Remember, Temperance lets us play this face up. So the ruins of Orseth. Ooh. Cool. So that's the travel action completed. We ready the search action, we cycle deferred locations, we reduce our shade influence, and that's it. So this Terramore it's got 3 experience for us. So if we complete this location, it is going to require a lot of exploring. So this has 9 total explore value, plus we also add this resistance, which is 3. So we need to explore 12 on that location to be able to clear it. Okay. So that's the explore phase done. We now move on to the attack phase. So let's use Temperance to change this guy's defense to photonic. So we have a total attack of 13 because we have 9 and 4 because we have used the matching earth element. And that means that we can take both of these guys out, because this guy requires 10, and that's a very useful ability. And this guy requires 2, because neither of their defense is working against our physical momentum shift. Well done. Cool. Alright, so we're going to gain 4 experience for defeating those guys. Oh, he's a Doom enemy. So 4 XP takes us to 5. We don't need to heal yet. We haven't had to defend at all, which has been really good. I can go up for 3. Yep, so I'm going to spend 3 XP to go up to here, which is going to allow me to level up a card, or grab a new card, and level up a card. But I'm going to do that at the end, after the refresh phase. So, we update the location. This is no longer a new location. We are going to produce a light. So we are producing 5 light to go to 18. We are going to refresh him. We're not going to rest. This is going to go into our thing. This is going to be here. This is going to be here. Oh, that's on 2 and 2. That's fine. And this also goes away. We're not using that ability. We're going to draw up to 6. 1, 2, 3. And now we're going to add one of these cards. We'll go Resourceful. And then we can flip a card. So I think we'll flip Frenzy. Get 15 attack. Yes. Frenzy! Cool. Alright, so we've got 2 XP. We don't want to spend that on anything. We don't have anything we can spend it on actually anyway, so we'll just store that up. Alright. Might be using Resourceful for its Explore bonus here. So next round, staging phase. So we are producing a total of 5, which means we grab a Doom enemy. And we have found a Threatened Hillman. He looks sick. Look at him. He's worth 3, so we need 2 more. So there's 1, a Molten Spy, and of course it's a 2, a Molten Trailhound. So we don't have any Terramorian enemies, which is good. Okay. So the game definitely ramps up. When this enemy attacks, you may place up to 5 on the treachery, reducing it. Yeah, right, that's bad. When revealed, choose remove X from the location or add X to the treachery. So we have to add 1 to the treachery from his rule. Add 1 to your distance when you're traveling. So we don't want to travel this turn because of that Trailhound. Oh. Okay. Oh, I've got my overstuffed knapsack too. I've got to remember that. Good. Okay, let's do it. So maybe we might look... So Temperance has your companions actually level up. So they have a level up thing down the bottom when Temperance is destroyed. So I can flip Temperance and have this ability, Regenerate 2. Temperance cannot be healed, but Temperance becomes a lot more potent in attack and defense. So we can either just have it as this little support guy who does some little stuff, or we can have him as someone who actually can do some pretty damaging stuff. Interesting choice. I like him where he is at the moment. Alright, Resourceful. Attach all fire cards among your action, explore and booster cards to a different enemy in your play area instead of discarding them. So we're looking at the action card we want to play. Deal 2 damage to each enemy you attach a fire card to. So we could do some damage to enemies if we can't kill them. Okay, we also have our traps. So I think we want to use Frenzy for 15 attack this turn. That's physical. It's 5 power though. Ooh, do we want to do that? Maybe we don't need to. Maybe we go Arcing Shot. And play an Earth Element. Yeah, maybe this is the go. Do we play that there? That is a waste of 15 attack. Resourceful's good. If attached to an enemy, start of the attach phase, the enemy attacks one other enemy in the same area, and then attacks itself. So how can I attach a card? I need to play Wind. Attach a trap card from your hand to any tracked enemies you wish. So track the enemy, bait the enemy. So tracked enemies are having little things on them. Okay, that's awesome. So the question is, we are engaging probably only 2 this turn. So we don't necessarily need to worry about defeating this Hillman this turn. So that's interesting. So we might save our Frenzy, we might save our Arcing Shot. So maybe we look for some trapping stuff. So attach a trap card from your hand or discard pile to any tracked enemies you wish. So we want to do Earth. I have only 1 Earth card in my hand, which is Frenzy. That sucks. I don't have track the enemy unlocked anyway. So grant your attack card any 1 trait. Defeat. You may choose 1 enemy of the enemies that engage you from the above effect. Okay, maybe we're going to do Arcing Shot. Let's do that. Yeah, let's see if we can wipe the board again. Our only attack option, maybe Trap of Madness. It's attack 8. And yeah, if we play Frenzy as a boost card, it is 5 light. I don't really want to do that. So maybe we will try for Wind and call our shot. We only have Fire. So I don't actually have any abilities that will activate with Fire. So it's going to be 2, it's only going to be 10, 12 attack. I think we might be able to do it. Let's try it out. Let's try it out. So 1, 3, 5 is 6 fire, 6 light. So we're bringing these 2 down. We are going to use this ability. At the end of the action set phase, the leftmost enemy in the quest line engages you. You may choose 1 enemy in the quest line to include in your attack. Add X to your attack, where X is the darkness of the enemy that engaged you from the above effect. So we're adding 3 to our attack. So we're going to start with 3. We're still on the explore phase, by the way, but I'm just going to mark that so I remember this ability. Okay, so that's the engagement phase, all done. So darkness phase, we don't need to spend any on quest enemies. Our explore value is 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're going to put all of that onto Terramore. And we don't need to put any onto enemies, so that's fine. And we don't have a quest to put it on either. So that's 6, that's good. The attack phase. Okay, so I have a total attack of 8 and 10, plus the bonus 3 takes me to 13, plus the bonus 2 takes me to 15 from my overstuffed knapsack. So 15 attack. I have a photonic attack from Trap of Madness. So this guy is photonically defending, so I'm going to use Temperance to change him to physical. Which means I need a total of 13 to wipe him, and him, and I have 15, so we are successfully attacking all 3 of them for 1, 2 XP from them, 3, 4, 5 XP from him, taking us to 7. Okay, how many of these enemies have we defeated? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 3 more of them, and we will be able to complete that other quest, which is called Cull the Dusk. And that gets us another sword, which is cool. So no enemies to defend again. We haven't had to defend. We've been attacking strongly, so that's good. So we update the location. There is no thing, so we're going to add a darkness. Bad. We're going to produce light. We are once again producing 5 light to go to 17. And we are going to still not rest. We are going to discard this. We're going to move this across. We're going to discard this. We're going to discard this. And we will draw up to our hand size of 6. 1. So we're going to mark the corruption. We're at corruption 3. Remember, 12, and we lose. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Momentum shift. Cool. Next round. We are going to be drawing 6 darkness worth of enemies. The first one from the Doom is 3. It's a Djinn of Ire. Nice. So that leaves us 3 left to draw. A Pyrus Razor for 1. A Garroted Shield Bearer for 1, and a Soul Scout for 1. So that's our total of 6. Once again, just look at the sick art here. So if this guy's in the quest line during the refresh phase, we lose a light. That's punishing. If we travel, we will... Yeah, that's bad. We need to kill him. You may not defend with cards in your deck if you have cards remaining in your hand. And when defeated, the next enemy in the quest line immediately engages you. You may ignore this effect by dealing this enemy 2 surplus. That's okay. This might be our first turn that we take some damage. Action set phase. I have no earth again. So we could call our shot. Enemies with... Choose any trait. Enemies with that trait take 2 when you attack them this round. So every single one of those guys has completely different traits. So that's not a value option there. Probably playing Frenzy this turn. And we'll go with Ember Strike, and then we want the cheapest one we've got, which is this one, Unfailing Stamina, which is wind. It's going to let us call our shot if we want to. Cool. So 5, 6, 7 light spent, which takes us down to 10, which means we are drawing 3 enemies down: Soul Scout, Guard of the Shield Bearer, and the Pyrus Razor. Now when we kill this guy, the next enemy in the quest line is going to draw down as well. So we're going to defeat the Djinn of Ire, or he's going to come into play as well. He refreshed also at the end of next turn. So we have to apply 3 darkness to this Djinn of Ice out of our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Otherwise he's going to take some stuff on the location. Yes, we'll put 3 on him and we'll put 3 here. So that is a total of 9 on this location. Remember though, this actually needs 12 because of the resistance track. Alright, so that is it. So we've spent 3 on him to stop him from advancing the treachery, and we've spent the rest of it here, and that's from our knapsack, our boost card, and this. We don't get to use our extra boost card because we haven't matched the element. So the active skills we've got right now, we've got baiting game and call your shot. Pretty cool. I'd like to unlock some more skills actually. So we're going to attack straight away. So our total attack is 15 from the frenzy plus 0 there, plus 2. So we got 17 total attack. So our attack is physical, 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 photonic. So let's change this guy's defense to photonic using temperance. So that will mean we need to apply 2 damage to him, which will immediately gain us 1 XP. I haven't spent any XP yet, so that's 8. And when that's defeated, the next enemy in the quest line immediately engages you. So the Djinn of Ice is down here. Okay, so this one's also photonic, so I'm going to spend 9 to go down to 6 to defeat him and gain 3 XP to go to 11. He's in this pile. Alright, but we've only got 6 left, so one of these guys is attacking us because the maximum damage we can do, 2 defense, 1 defense. I do have the option to use my Ember Strike. You may deal yourself 1 damage. I could also use Call My Shot because I have the wind activated. So yeah, let's use Call Our Shot. Choose a trait. We'll choose Fire. When you attack an enemy that round, you take 1 damage, but you do an additional 2 damage to them. So I'm going to attack him for 4. Or sorry, I'm going to attack him for 2 rather. So 1 of that will be absorbed, 1 of that will go here, and then thanks to Call Your Shot, we're also going to defeat him, which gets us to 12 XP, but we do lose a health, so we're down to 8. And here, this Garadeth Shield Bearer, we have 4 left, so we can't defeat him, but if we take 1 damage, which we will, we can defeat him, because our ability here allows us to gain additional damage. So the Garadeth Shield Bearer is defeated. 13 experience. How many dusk enemies? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15! So if I wanted to spend this quest right now, it'd be 5 XP to grab this Warrior's Talisman. Cull the Dusk. Pay the stated cost. And I can do that. At any time you may pay the stated cost to advance the cube. Let's just do that. We'll just spend 5 XP to take that, and now we have a bonus plus 4 attack every turn from our Overstuffed Knapsack and our Warrior's Talisman. That costs us 5 XP. We're going to spend the rest of our 8 experience to go to 6 light generation. So 5 and 5 is 10. So we've got 3 XP remaining. Speaking of 3 XP, let's use it in the refresh phase. So we're going to add another darkness to that location. We're going to produce light, and we're now producing 6. So we go to 16. And we're going to spend our last 3 XP to heal. How do we heal? We use this value here, so we're going to go up to 9 health. by spending XP. You can also discard your beacons for that as well. Alright, so we want to travel this turn, and that is good. Alright, so unfailing stamina, and that is discarded. Frenzy goes to here. Ember Strike goes to here. We're going to draw up 1, 2, 3. Temperance refreshes. And we're going to the next phase. So now we are revealing 7 worth of enemies. So 1 on the Doom track takes us to 4. 5, 6, 7. So 1, 2 plus 5. Very good. Alright, we're travelling this turn for sure. So do we have any Earth cards here to play? Only 1, which is a shortcut. So we could use that, and that'll mean we don't have to spend any explore points on anything else. So we could put that on a quest, so let's do that. That one's good. We're definitely going to have 3 enemies coming down. Momentum Shift is a good attack card. Useful Rage costs us 4. No, we'll go Equal Measure. Okay, so we've zoomed in here. So we're going to spend on our shortcut 1, on our Momentum Shift 3, and on our Equal Measure 4, which is 6. So that takes us down to 10. So we're generating 6 each turn, so we're not going backwards at the moment. When we play our big cards though, like Frenzy, that's 5, so we do. So that's the action set phase done. Engagement phase, so we are going to have all 3 enemies come down and engage us in the engage area. We've played Wind, so we can call our shot, so we can choose a trait. But let's go on to the darkness phase. So we're going to use this ability. If there is at least 6 on the location, we're going to place 5 on here. So there is at least 6. So we'll just flip this to a 10. So we've now got 14 on this location, which is great because it means we are going to be able to travel in the next phase. And we didn't have to spend any of our stuff here. But we are going to spend 1, 2, 8 explore to buy a quest. And what quest have we got? We've got Helm's Peak, Deep Forest. Sure, let's take this Deep Forest one. Was that one that we had? Oh, wasn't that here? No, that's the Dark River. Okay, Deep Forest. So we've got the Lost Vault. That's a quest that we can now attempt to complete. And that is all for our explore phase. So let's go on to the... Sorry, that was all for that. So let's go on to the exploration. Okay. So once again... I should have brought her out actually a little while back, but we'll do that now. So, we are going to explore. The first option is the Ruins of Orset. We have to defer one of the locations. So we're going to defer that. It's going to go up here. So the next location is the Barren Hills. That is a total of 1, 2, 5 away for it. So we're going to set that as a beacon. Sol, 5 and 1. All Sol enemies in the quest line engage you. That's interesting. We're actually going to do this to put out 2 paths, and I'll explain how they work soon. But I'm going to defer that one as well. It's a bit far away. So that's the Flats of Milbereth. Yeah, we'll go there. That's that's still pretty far. No, that's fine. So we're going there. Ooh, I also need to get experience because we completed Terramore. So I'm going to put the ruins underneath her. And then this will go at the bottom of the deck. So we are travelling a total of 2 and 3, which is 5, plus 6, 7, 8, because of these obstacles, 9, 10, because we deferred 2 locations. We're going to reduce that by 2, which takes us to 8. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we are going all the way to the very top of that track. So we're adding 12 darkness to go to 21. And we're adding 14 to go to 24. Wow, that's bad for us. That's a lot of distance we've travelled. Alright. For every 2 of these on a location, when you arrive there, you add 1 to that location. So that is bad. Now, what I should have done last time, the way that these little antagonists work, they actually have a intervene rule. And so when you receive that intervene rule, you should have brought it out. So that's when the location's coordinate sum is 6 or greater. So we actually should have brought her out in Terramore. But yeah, we'll bring her out now. So what happens? You flip her, and she goes into the quest row, like so. After defeating Envy, advance the resistance tracks X spaces. Wow, she is an absolute pest. So yeah, we're probably going to use our fetch action next to try and bring out Wrath and see if we can attack Wrath, because I think we've probably got enough. Maybe, I don't know, I haven't fought one. But yeah, we'll use our fetch location when we've completed the flats of Milbereth, even though we need 12 explore to get through there. So Envy is going to stay up there. So let's go on to the attack phase. I've got 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 attack for a total there. Temperance could be used here. Our attack type is physical, so we could change the threatened Hillman's to photonic. So we'll do that. So that'll be 8 to defeat him, taking us down to 7, gaining us 3 XP. Oh, and we also got 3 XP for completing Terramore. This is photonic defense, so 4 will take it down to 3. So we'll defeat the Red Wraith, gaining us 2 more XP. We're on 8. And this Soul Scout, we do not have enough to defeat him, and we have no actions or ways to do that. So he's going to attack us for 1 damage. No! So you can play cards from your hand or from the top of your deck to defend. So this is probably okay, because that would have brought her down and we weren't ready to suffer her wrath as yet. So we are going to play this card here from the top of our deck for its defense value. So it goes straight into our discard pile, but we suffer damage reduction equal to that value up the top, up there. And this is the attack type, which is what you use to defend against. So we're defending against a physical attack, and his physical attack is 1, so that means we are ignoring that attack. Thank you, Soul Scout. You suck. So that's the defend phase. So now we're going to update the location. We are going to remove this new location marker. We are going to produce light, and we are producing 6, so we go back up to 16. We are going to rest. We don't want to do that. We're going to discard this. We're going to move this. We're going to move this to here and this to here. Our hand size is still 6. So lay of the land. So we've got 8 XP. Let's spend 5 of it to increase our hand size to 7. And that's it. Alright, next round. Now it's going to be interesting. Well, the whole thing's been very interesting actually, but... So the staging phase. So we are going to add... 10 darkness worth of enemies. So the first one is this guy. He goes to here. He's 3. Next guy is also 3. So we've now got 4 remaining. So we go here, Green Wraith, here, Soul Assassin, and here. Oh, that is a bad flip for us. Look at all of these enemies. We're on for some trouble now. Our hand size is 7. We'll move our corruption up to 3, 4. Shuffle this. Okay. This is where it gets interesting. I have not got enough XP to... Okay, so what do I need to do? I am going to be bringing down probably at least 4 enemies. We do have our leveled up useful rage in hand for our attack card, so I think we're going to play that. Very good. What about our skills? Cold Raw, destroy obstacles. So I'm going to actually add paths to our location. 3 by flipping our beacon thing. Arcing shot, end of the action set phase. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Arcing shot, that was quite good. And then I want an earth booster card so I can find a weakness. Because we've got reckless, bladed, and fire. So there's bladed, there's reckless, there's bladed. So that's nice. So that's find a weakness here. So we have to use our earth card. So lay of the land is going to get us a little bit more explore value. Yep, I reckon that's it. So that is a total of 2, 4, 8 light, taking us down to 8, which means only 3 of them are engaging us. The Molten Spellcaster, the Soul Assassin, and Envy. So the Necro Mage. Okay, did any of these have when revealed effects? Molten Spellcaster. When revealed, choose remove 2 from the location or take 1 damage. I guess we're taking 1 damage. Oof. Oof. I'm excited for this turn. So we've played Earth, so we can pull an enemy. So I'm going to pull one of those enemies. It's going to be one of the 3s. This guy's powerful. He says you get +1 attack for every other hooded enemy in play. So there's 2 other hooded enemies in play. So we probably try... Necromage is awesome. When defeated, remove all... He's a fucking legend. Alright, we'll bring the Green Wraith down using our shout. Actually, we won't bring him. We'll bring the Flocking Worm because he's got... We've got find weakness. Okay. Explore value. So we have 1, 2. +4 is 6. +3 is 9. So with our Explore of 9, I reckon we want to get out of here as quick as we can to get to the final location. 6, 9. So let's put 5 there and 4 there. Let's actually just wipe the Necro Mage. Yeah, we're going to let them put 3 progress on the Treachery. And we're going to go and put 6 on the Flats of Milbereth. Now, we need to get to 12. So hopefully we've got that card that lets us double that. No. But maybe we'll draw it next turn. So that'll be okay. And we've got 3 little cheeky paths out of there. Good. So 4 on the 2 steps back treachery. Let's go to the attack phase. This is going to be a very interesting attack phase. Our total attack power is... oh crap, this guy also engages us thanks to the attack phase thing. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. He comes down. Sure. We're fine with that. Yeah. We're fine with that. It's not like they've got 50 bajillion enemies attacking us, including Envy. This is sick. Okay, so that meant I spent 3 on that guy to stop him from doing his thing, or I could leave that and put all of mine on here. Let's do that. Let's put all of it on there. So I had 4, 7, 9. So all 9 of it is going onto the flats of Milbereth. We still haven't got enough to explore our way away from the location. So let's calculate our attack power. So because of our attack phase, we're gaining 2 from this arcing shot. We're gaining 13 from useful rage, that takes us to 15. We've got 4 booster, that takes us to 19. And then we've got an extra bonus 4, taking us to 23. So 23 to attack with. Our attack is physical, so defense, photonic, defense, photonic, defense. The rest of them are physical. Okay. So we don't want this Soul Scout to be defeated yet. We're probably happy enough with him being there, because otherwise he brings the Necro Mage down. I want to attack her. I want to get rid of her. She's 8 health. She has an extra health, actually, equal to the sum of the rewards on locations attached to her. Oh my god. She's got 13 health. So we definitely want to pop her. This guy's got 1, 2, 3 bonus health as well. No, he's bonus attack. So we are using Find Weakness. Enemies take an additional 2 for every matching trait with our attack card. So our attack card has Reckless, Bladed, and Fire. So Reckless, Bladed, Bladed, Bladed. Alright. So let's kill this guy first. So his physical attack, we're going to make him photonic. Photonic defense. So his total that we require is 8, but because we've got Reckless, it becomes 6. So we're going to spend 6 of our attack. So we're going down to 17. We defeat the Flocking Worm. That gets us 3 XP. We're on 6. We want to take out Envy. So she's got 13 health. That is problematic. Okay, so we're going to spend all of our attack on killing Envy. So we've got 4 attack left. So Envy is defeated. We advance the resistance track 5 spaces. So the resistance track is at maximum. It is at 8. And we now have 4 attack left. And it is all physical defense here, except for this guy. So we can kill him. We do have attack power. Did I gain my 4 XP for defeating her? I did not, so we're at 10. I definitely want to kill this guy, and he has bladed, which matches us. So I can basically kill this guy or potentially these two. No. Damn. Alright, well, I feel like we just kill the green wraith and call it a day. Takes us to 12 XP. Now we are going to have some attacks coming our way. So this guy's only 1, and it's physical. I've got 4 photonic cards in my hand, so I can't defend against any of these attacks at all. So we are taking 5 damage. We're going down to 3. And that's it. So this slides across, this slides across, this goes to here, and this goes to here. And we are now adding 1 to this location. We are going to rest. We're going to pay 3 XP. Yes, we are. We're going to heal for 3 is now our healing, so we're back up to 6. We're going to discard. We're going to draw up to our hand size. 1, 2, 3. Shortcut, yes. Temperance is going to ready. And boy, oh boy, hasn't it ramped up in this last turn. Cool. Alright, we've still got 9 XP to spend. So I think I'm going to go 9 XP to level up, get 2 more skills. So let's go with track the enemy. And maybe grit. Let's use grit just in case we need some more light generation. And we're also, speaking of light generation, going back up to 14. Alright, the next phase, we are revealing 11 darkness worth of enemies in the staging phase. We start with a 4, a cursed banneret. We follow up with a 4, so that takes us now to 8 of 11. So we're now going to reveal a threatened swifter, so that's 10. So we only need 1 more, and that's a soul assassin. Okay. Well, I know what my action card is. It's shortcut. This guy, do we have any when revealeds? No. Oh, if this guy's in the quest phase, look at him. A Glacian Seafarer. What is that guy? That's sick. For every card you defend with against this enemy's attack, lose a light. Yep. If the enemy makes an immediate attack if you travel with a distance of greater than 3, it will engage you first if it's in the quest row. When you attack this enemy, choose, take 1 damage. Man, that Necromage is a punishing guy. Do I have one of my attack cards? I do not have any of my leveled up attack cards. Oh, I did just level up here, which means I get to flip a card, and draw a card. So I'll take Burning Bright into my hand, which is a total of 8, and then I can flip one of these. This Trap of Madness goes to attack 14. Yeah, that's pretty good. Actually, I'm not going to take Burning Bright. I'm going to take Easy Target for my level up. Oh, I get to take 2 on my level up, don't I? No, I get to flip 2. Oh, that is awesome. So we'll flip Traps of Madness for 1. And then we will flip... What happens if I flip this shortcut? Oh, that's awesome. I won't flip that. Let's flip Cold Raw. No. Equal Measure. Yeah, I'll flip Equal Measure. It's a good card. Okay, so we're going to put equal measure in play here. And then I think we're putting Trap of Madness in play here. So we need to do some serious damage this turn or we are in big trouble. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 light, taking us down to 5, which means 4 enemies engage us. Goodness me, we haven't got enough room here, Deno. 4 enemies engage us. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we also add an enemy to the dusk deck as well. From the dusk deck to the board. We are going to travel though, and that's good. So, the darkness phase. Our total explore is 5, plus 4 is 9, plus 2 is 11. We can use this ability. Maybe I don't need to use that ability actually. Maybe I should go something that does me damage. I don't have any that do damage. That's fine. So we're going to add enough to explore, and we're going to use our special ability, which is called New Location Fetch. So we're going to flip that. It lets us go to any location we want. Any location at all. And so we get to pick, and we're going to choose the ruins of Crowbridge. How close was it, man? If it's right up the top. It's like 3rd down, you pest. Alright, so we're going to the ruins of Crowbridge. The distance that we're travelling, though, is not as far as it looks. Even though we're at 1, 2, and we're going to 5, 6. We've got these 3 little paths on it, and that makes it easier to get there. So the distance we need to travel is 3 and 4, which is 7, minus 3 goes down to 4, so we're travelling 4 distance, and that is all. We needed to pay experience points to use this, by the way. We needed to pay... Oh no, we could just use it's emergency beacon that costs experience. So we're going to go here, we're going to go here, and we're at a new location. Now, for every 2 shortcuts on the place, we add a darkness, and we also add 3 temporary threat this round. So we need to do a bit of house cleaning or we are in big trouble. Cool. Maybe I spent that 9, didn't I? Yeah. Trap and precision. Man, that would have been way better. Alright, so we got immobilize. And we've got find weakness and we've got track the enemy. Equal to your stuff, however you would like. So we are in the darkness phase. There's 5 of enemy there, and my total explore is 9, 11. So I'm going to put 5 on them, and then I'm going to put 6 more on these little guys, I think. So I'm probably not... Oh, sorry, these 2 guys make an immediate attack if you travel. So both of them are attacking us for 1 and 1. We're going to go down to 4 health. I'm not going to defend those, I don't think. Actually, let's check. Yeah, we'll defend that one. And we'll defend that one. So we're actually going to take no damage. It's from those 2 attacks. For every card you defend with against this enemy's attack. This Necromage is a fucking nightmare. Yeah, so I'm gonna place these out, and this is going to allow me to trap people. the next turn, maybe. And yeah, that'll do. So we're at the ruins of Crowbridge. I think I've got 6 total, so I'll put 3 on Crowbridge as well. And that's it. Because we did that during the darkness phase, which is great. Alright, we're on to the attack phase. This is going to be a monster. So 14 plus 7 is 21. 25. Alright. So yeah, find weakness would be absolutely critical. Maybe I call my shot and use bladed. 5 guys. And you can call your shot, even though you don't have this wind element active, you have the option at any point in the game to flip over this element and activate it for once, and that's it, it's done for the rest of the game. So that might be worthwhile here actually. Just let me kill a lot of guys. This is a photonic attack. Physical, 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 photonic, physical. We're going to make him physical, so I do not have to worry about any defense. So that's good. Alright, I'm going to call my shot. I'm going to flip this call your shot ability. And I'm going to use this on the trait bladed. So, I'm going to start by attacking this threatened swifter using one of my attack. And then we're going to use call your shot. So we're going to defeat him. Gain 2 XP. This is a risk. And we suffer 1 damage because of the use of call your shot. We're going to attack this guy. Costs us nothing. He's defeated. We take 1. I'm going to assume you have to spend at least 1, minimum 1, to use call your shot. We'll do the same on him. Again, assuming minimum 1. So that's 3 XP. So we've picked up 4 XP now. But we're going to have 1 health left at the end of this turn. So we're going to have to rest and hope that we can get through it. We'll kill him. Actually, we won't. We'll spend 1 on him. So that's going to put 3 health on him. So what we're going to do then, we're going to kill this cursed banneret. So we need 12 for him. So that takes us to 9. And then the Soul Scout. I'm actually supposed to put this guy in, aren't I? Yes. He's going to come to the front. I'll do him next turn. So he's defeated at a cost of 1. And that brings the next enemy in the quest line down to engage us. That's a problem. He's photonic as well. So yeah, we killed him. He's 4, so it's taking us to 9 XP. Does him as well. And now we can spend 5 on the Necromage. We're not going to be able to attack him. That's okay. Maybe I'm not going to use my temperance. I reckon temperance is going to get killed. Yep. So this we're actually going to spend, he's got 2 defense, so we're going to spend 7 down to 1 to kill the Necromage. After you attack Necromage, you cannot attack any more enemies this round. When defeated, remove all health from all enemies in the same area, even if this effect removed no things. Yep. So he's there. We're getting 2 XP. We're going to 11. And I did not kill him, so I didn't have to take wounds from him. So I'm down to 2 health and 11 XP. That was a full-on turn. Let's see if this plan is going to work. Alright. So we go into the defend phase. This enemy attacks twice in the defend phase if you're at corruption 4 or higher. We are at corruption 4, so he's attacking twice. So I am going to have this guy attack first. And we're going to kill Temperance by doing that. He's going to step in front of that attack and be defeated. So he flips. Very cool. And that's it. This guy is going to attack us twice for 1. The first attack, we're going to use this Unfailing Stamina to block. And the second attack, we're going to use this Farsight to block. That's it. That is all. That is the defend phase over. Refresh phase. We're removing this new location token. We are going to produce light, so we are producing 6, so we're going to 11. We are going to discard this, and this, and this, and this. We're going to draw up to our hand size of 1, so corruption moves up to 5. We need a big attack card. Six, 7, useful rage will do fine. Okay, so this guy is going to come down at the front of the row, Wrath. What does he do? Start of engagement phase, reveal the top card from the Treachery deck and resolve its when completed effect. Oh my god. Its thingy requirement is X. Oh my god, this guy is awesome. I haven't got to a final boss yet, so this is cool. Alright, so we're on to the next turn. Unfortunately, we are revealing, what's that, 14 enemies? 14 thingy worth of enemies. Alright, great. I've definitely done a bad job managing my resistance. 4 down to 10. 3 down to 7. Down to 3, down to 1. Okay. So we've got lots of enemies in the row. Okay. So our action set phase. Well, we're definitely going for our big attack, which is useful rage or frenzy. Frenzy. Oh wow, this is going to be a crazy turn after that. Oh sorry, I need to spend XP to heal. So we're going to do that. 11 down to 8. And we're going to go up to 5 health. That was in the last phase, the refresh phase. And I then have 8 experience to spend. I'm going to spend that on leveling up this to get to 7 regeneration. Darkness phase. Oh my god. The Ruins of Crowbridge is going to be absolutely punishing this turn. Alright. I've got 5 and 4, that's 9. So my booster card needs to be pretty low for 1. Yeah, we definitely want Earth. Alright. Spending 1, 5, and 9. This is 10. We're down to 2. 5 enemies are engaging us. Okay. 1. The boss. 2. 3. 4, 5. So these 2 are still in the quest area. Did I have any revealed stuff? No, 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 no. Start of engagement phase. Reveal the top card of the treachery deck and complete when completed. The last 2 enemies in the quest immediately engage you. Okay, so everyone is in our quest thing, and his attack is 6. Okay, so everyone is here, but these guys are actually at the start, because that happened at the start of the engagement phase. Alright, we're in some absolute trouble, friends. We're in some absolute trouble. Let's see if we can do it. Everyone is in our play area. Everyone is in our play area, so we don't have to worry about that. Darkness phase. Place 1 on the treachery for every enemy in the quest area. There is none. Dread enemies have +2 darkness. That guy's a dread. That guy's a dread. I wonder if that reduces the amount of darkness that it costs to when you bring those guys out. Alright. So for us to win, we need to kill Wrath. And explore this location and survive the turn. Temperance has taken 1 damage. Okay, well, there's also a Doom enemy added to the quest area actually. So this guy, so this is going to add 1 to this treachery. Because of that, I need to spend 4 of my explore points. I have 13, 9, 11. I have 11 explore points. Okay, so I'm going to spend 4 on that and 7 over here, taking that to 10. Where's me 10? There's me 10. Alright. Hold on. So, this here is going to be the thing that keeps us in this game, I think. That says increase your attack by 2x, where x is the sum of shields on cards in your action set. So I've got 3 on that, 3 on that, 4 on that, and 1 on that. So by my read, that is 3, 6, 10, 11. So I'm increasing my attack by 22. Seems okay for this turn. A good time to have a reckless, useful rage. So that's 22 plus 15 is 37. Plus a bonus 4 takes us to 41. Plus a bonus 4 from there takes us to 45. So we've got 45 attack, if you don't mind. And we can find a weakness because of our earth element. So anyone that has the following things: ice, reckless, tracker, dread. So dread, 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 dread. No trackers, no trackers. No ice, no ice. Any reckless? No. But thanks to find weakness, they will take an additional 2 for every matching trait. Temperance no longer has the ability to ignore the shield stuff. Wrath. He's got 5 physical and 5 photonic. So I think we just smoke him because his attack power is 6. So we've got 45 attack it's going to cost us 22 of that to kill him. So I'm going to do that. Get out of here, guy. So we're at 23. Wrath has been defeated. No XP for him. Bullshit. Alright, this attack is physical, so any photonic enemies. Yes, 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 yes. Alright, so the biggest damage... That guy's attack 4. What a spud. Okay, so we only need to devote 1 attack to kill him, because he matches... with us. So that's 2 XP. 1, 2, taking us to 10 maybe. Alright, this guy, also photonic, so we only need 6 to defeat him. We definitely want to defeat him, because he's attack 10. So that's taking us to 16. So he's done, getting us another 3 XP. This guy is a menace. He's only attack 3. So Temperance has physical attack. So we're probably going to block an attack with Temperance rather than do anything else. There is a lot of damage coming in here. Dread we can do for 11. So I've got defense cards of physical, photonic, photonic, photonic. Okay, so we're probably fine here. Wow, this is awesome. All right. So bladed and mage and assassin. So none of these guys I can kill. These two I get a bonus from my find weakness. He's attack 4. This guy is putting 6 on the treachery for every beacon we have. That's bad. I'm fine with these guys. Their photonic attack. I've got a lot of photonic attacks. I think I'm going to kill this guy. It's going to cost us 12. So we're down to 4 attack. So he's done. And he's getting us 4 XP, taking us to 17. I think we got more than that, but that's, or less than that, but that's fine. I don't think it's going to matter. We're going to definitely spend 6 of it to heal and add a permanent booster, which can just be the other earth one. No, we'll go this one, wind wall. So we'll do that after we finish this rubbish. So I've got 4 left, and it's a physical attack. So I can kill him, which we probably want to do. Or I can kill him. So he's going to complete the treachery if I kill him. He's 3 attack. He's only 1 attack. He's actually 2 attack because he's going to attack us twice. But maybe we keep him and we let Temperance take his attack. Or I let Temperance take one of these and kill him. Let's go for killing him. Bang. He's done. There's my attacks. All utilised. So I've still got all these guys here. And this guy in my quest row. Temperance could kill him. But no. So what we're going to do is Temperance is going to... we're in the defend phase now. So we're going to take this attack from him on Temperance. He's going to defend that and die. And that's it. This guy is going to attack us for 3 attack. It's physical. No, I'm actually going to block this guy's attack first. So I've got a photonic attack there. So that blocks 3, 4. So his attack is negated, so these 2 are done. This guy's a 3 physical. So I'm going to block 1 physical, 2, 3 physical. And this guy's attacking us for a 3. And I'll block with that physical to take it down to 2. So I'm down to 3 health. We've got a lot of XP to spend, but we're going to spend to level up here to go to 4 health, and we're going to spend our XP to go back up to 7 health. That's a great turn, by the way. That's a really interesting final game state to find yourself in. So I think at this point, what happens is we need to complete this location to win, and our next card on top of our deck is Shortcut. We're going to play that, and as soon as you place stuff on the location to complete it, you immediately do those travel steps, and that is going to be what ends the game, because you need to explore the final location and defeat the boss. So that's it. That is a full playthrough of this crazy, crazy game. Love to know your thoughts. As I said, coming to Gamefound soon. I recommend it very highly, Radiance. So yeah, appreciate your thoughts. I'll catch you on the next episode. Big Deno out.